Oh, you just caught me enjoying the final few days of the 3DS. It's a shame everything on this console is gonna disappear, never to be legally obtained again, with zero chance of re-release. So let's talk about a game that did get re-released on a package that is no longer being sold. I love this company.
So imagine you are in this situation. You're a major player in the console industry in 2005. Your last console didn't go so great, so your company is losing a lot of money. If you don't do something drastic, and soon, your company will die a slow, unrelenting death. Also, the last game you released was Donkey Kong Jungle Beat. What comes to mind? Release something reliable and conventional? Seems right, but Nintendo didn't think so. They made the Wii! By far one of the most unconventional consoles ever made. On top of that, the main 3D Mario game was gonna be in space. Why did this work? Furthermore, how is my computer working?
It's not even plugged in!
So a year after the Wii hit the market, Mario Galaxy released. Huh. I don't know about everyone else, but I certainly wasn't expecting it to be incredible. I'd only been alive a few months. Feel old yet? I certainly do anyway. The game is top-notch. All the controls, except moving very fast, work very well. The power-ups, beside the spring, are fun, and I often found myself trying to avoid losing them at any cost. Back to that spring, I hate it. Whenever I see this, I don't think, yes, power-up. I think,
I have to use this?
the movement on this thing is just abysmal. I want to go up, consarn it! Anyway, the main moveset is still pretty good. We get the long jump back and have all the moves from Mario 64. The only new move Mario really has is the spin. This is an extremely fun mechanic, and it just feels good to pull off absurd jumps by popping your spin at the last possible moment. The new main collectible are the Star Bits, which act more as a currency than the solid gold coins right over there, but I digress. They can be used to feed hungry Lumas, who will become extra planets or entire galaxies if fed enough Star Bits. You collect these just by walking on them. And there's also a pointer.
And I have Physics 101. I don't see me getting much out of it.
It's used for a few gimmicks other than this, and it's honestly just fine. Makes the experience feel a bit more Nintendo. It's that feeling of, this is really strange for this type of game, but that's okay. Like Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
So you might be thinking, time for level by level. Well, no. There are simply too many galaxies in the game for me to go in-depth about every single one. And I didn't even play all of them, so it'd just be unfair or hypocritical for me to go through ones I didn't even play. So instead, I'll go through all the domes and rapid-fire my opinions and thoughts on the ones I did play. So otherwise this video would be over, and I don't think we've even hit 5 minutes.
Before we get to the main hub, there is the introduction. There's a short cinematic about the shooting star, and we are thrusted into the Mushroom Kingdom. But oh no, it's Bowser! Again! You'd think they would have some sort of defensive system by now. Mario gets chucked into space and wakes up on a rock. He has to chase rabbits around said rock, and eventually meets Rosalina. They send him to a mechanical planetoid, and Mario grabs a grand star. This takes him to the Comet Observatory, and this is where he can access all the other levels. Each set of galaxies are separated by the dome you can find them in. These galaxies are in the Terrace Dome, and are the first few you will go through. Starting with Good Egg Galaxy, this one is completely fine, and has a really easy boss against a Dino Piranha Plant. There's just not much to it. You hit his tail back at him, and he dies. Good job. Honey Hive Galaxy.
Wait. Stop. Saying Galaxy after every single one of these is gonna get annoying faster than the time it took me to chug that big red bottle.
Anyway, the Honey Hive definitely feels more like a first level. It's very open and fairly easy, but will still make sure you've learned how to play the game and use the B power-up by the end of it. Loopy Loop introduces Manta Ray Surfing. That sure is a mechanic. There's also these penguin dudes everywhere, and man, I've only had this penguin for about 20 seconds, but if anything were to happen to it, I'd commit unalive on every person in this room. Flip Switch is a very simple area with a short puzzle and absolutely nothing else. It's fine.
So now we come to one of the reactor levels, or boss levels if you want to be simple. They implement a whole bunch of new gimmicks, and are generally much more of a challenge than the regular levels. Like, I mean, when did Gravity face that way?
Bowser Jr.'s Robot Reactor is the first of these levels, and it's pretty simple. Mostly just a boss fight against the Mega Leg, a robot with big legs. Okay, yeah, that's it. The fountain is when a lot more things start becoming apparent. Like how you don't need to go through every galaxy to get enough stars, as the previous area has multiple to spare. The first in the Fountain Dome is Space Junk, and this galaxy uses the pointer functionality a lot. Pull stars are everywhere, and you've got to use them properly. There are 2 boss fights here, but I only fought the first one, Camilla, who is just like Kamek, but girl. I don't know. Battle Rock is one of the first galaxies I can say was a challenge. It actually tests you, and you may lose some lives trying to get through this one. Rolling Green.
Do you like motion-controlled monkey ball games? No? Too bad, because that's the only way you can play these things.
Here's me dying. That will be all. Bowser's Star Reactor. Did you like the Bowser levels from 64? Well, this loosely resembles that. And then the Bowser boss fight is pathetic, as almost all Mario boss fights are. Not much to say, he just goes down really easily. Come on, man, I'm not even trying.
Ah, it seems like my PC has had enough. Good thing this video is sponsored by Lone Star PC.
Yeah, I have a sponsor. Start running. Lone Star PC offers pre-built computers, and let me tell you, I am terrible at building PCs.
I know from rebuilding this one, and it explodes every other Tuesday.
On top of that, they are actually affordable, which is not something I can say for buying parts individually. You can use the link in the description to get free shipping on your order. Okay, I think I said enough. Maybe the sponsored gods will look favorably on me and provide me with $15 to spend on an unusual hat. Okay, so you probably just finished pressing the right arrow a couple times, so back into the Mario Galaxy we go. These next galaxies are in the Kitchen Dome, starting with...
Penguins! They're cool! Oh no, that was a pun. Send help!
Beach Bowl is full of those penguins from earlier, and man, there's no other way I'd have it because these guys are the best. Oh, you need me to find the golden shell? I need to steal it from a penguin? Sorry, kid. The game was rigged from the start! And now, ghosts. That is the entire level. You find Luigi at the end of it, so all is well. Nothing is wrong. Don't look up. Bubble Breeze is a galaxy that made me suffer for a while. There's a lot of instant death poison, and if you take things too fast, so long, Mario! Boy Base, on the other hand, is just a big puzzle to solve, nothing too difficult. Bowser Jr.'s Airship Armada is the next boss area, and this one is actually a fine challenge. The boss is a wimp, but that's to be expected.
And now we go to the bedroom. Why is the bed on fire?
The first in the bedroom dome is Gusty Garden. A bit of a title card area, this level uses these flowers you float on, wind, and the star bunnies from the beginning of the game. It's a good time and has some great music. Freeze Flame Galaxy gives both ice and fire flowers in its different challenges. The fire flower works as it usually does in Mario, but has a timer on it. But the ice flower is more of a traversal power. It's fun, but the fact that they both have timers always made me annoyed. Dusty Dune Galaxy. Did I even play this one? I don't think I did. Bowser's Dark Matter Plant is this crazy gravity flipping challenge that seems to go on for quite a bit. And then you fight Bowser, who's a wimp. Seriously, this is pathetic.
Alright, now we're ready to blast off and find games that weren't made in Roblox. And away we go. Hey, what's happening in the engine room? Ah!
Gold Leaf is fine. It's just a much harder version of the Honey Hive, and that is a little redundant since there are the Trickster Comets. Speaking of which, Trickster Comets are random events that show up throughout the game. They add an extra mission to the galaxy where they take place, which is a far more difficult version of an earlier mission. You might need to do the stage at 1 health. You might need to speedrun it, collect a ton of purple coins, or race Shadow Mario to the finish. These add some variety to the game and are a welcome addition. Back to the engine room. Sea Slide returns the penguins to the spotlight, and we need to take down this shark. Apparently he just backs off after we win his challenge. Villains these days.
Why, back in my day, the villain wasn't no cartoony cur. He was the harbinger of destruction, the cardinal of despair.
Toy Time is a cool romp. Most of the time. Yeah, this is where the spring really gets introduced, and I already voiced my problems with this piece of scrap metal. Another piece of scrap metal is this giant robot you fight. It's more of a climbing the Colossus sort of challenge, but it's good fun, and this was a standout moment in Mario Galaxy for me. Now, Bonefin was a standout moment for quite the opposite reason, because moving in an underwater environment with the gravity mechanics and big scary looking targets is a nightmare. I got lucky finishing this one, and am I ever glad this is the only mission in this galaxy. Bowser Jr.'s lava reactor is mostly a rematch against the King Caliente boss, who this time is a little bit of a challenge. Whoa, that never happens with Mario bosses, holy mackerel! This wraps up all the grand stars, because the last area is only used for getting normal stars. You need 60 of them to reach the final level, and the galaxies in the Garden Dome are seemingly extra. Deep Dark is a galaxy of little consequence. It has an abandoned cave aesthetic with random ghosts everywhere and not a whole lot else. The only other galaxy I visited was Matter Splatter, and good lord, what is happening in there? This level, this gauntlet of a galaxy, is the hardest challenge I went through in Mario Galaxy. It took nearly all the lives I had built up over the rest of the game, and boy did it feel good to finally get through it.
Now, while that's all the domes, there is another part of the game that needs to be a little bit more expanded upon. Yes, it has to do with being hungry. Shut up.
The hungry Lumas in the observatory, once fed, turn into entire extra galaxies. Here, let me just list them off. The Sweet Sweet Galaxy is a whole bunch of cookies flying through space. Sling Pog Galaxy is a nightmare if you don't like these web wads. Drip Drop is a simple galaxy with a lot of water. Big Mouth is another water adventure to find a golden shell which opens its chest and out pops Captain Toad. And the rest, I did not play. They offer another small shake-up to the normal game loop, which is much appreciated considering how many of these things we need! So we finally collect the 60th Power Star. A cutscene plays, and we are thrusted into Bowser's Galaxy Reactor. This is a fairly long gauntlet of various obstacles from across the game, and is quite the challenge. You need to do all kinds of things to get to Bowser, especially this junkyard segment, which gave me Matter Splatter flashbacks. After all of that, you make it to Bowser himself, and he is barely an inconvenience. Really makes you wonder how this guy even amasses an army if he can be taken out this easily. Then all of the galaxies combine in a definitely happy ending. Yep, Bowser definitely didn't get roasted alive on a dying star. Nope.
And that's Mario Galaxy, a great rounding off to the Super Mario Bros. 3D All-Stars package. It still seems weird that they stopped selling these things almost a year ago. But thankfully, I have my copy, so it doesn't matter to me. That must be the door again. People really gotta learn that I'm busy at this time. What?
It is me again.
Hey, that's my line.
I require assistance.
Again? What do you want now?
Super Mario 3D All-Star.
No.
Then I will make your life very annoying.
What the heck are you doing?
Well, that looks important.
What the heck is wrong with you? What is this place? Oh, well, that was anticlimactic.
Oh, what the heck was that?
Hey there! This video took way too long to come out because of the million other things I have needed and wanted to do over the last several weeks. This YouTube thing is fun, but also really stressful to keep up with. Even once a month seems like too much sometimes. See you, everybody.
I just ate an entire banana on camera, didn't I?